For the first time in recorded history, smoke from wildfires reaches the North Pole. Wow, that sounds horrible. For the first time in history. Did you know that maybe for the first time in recorded history, fires are burning near the North Pole? Well, we'll get to that. In fact, Siberia's wildfires are bigger than all of the world's other blazes combined that are being reported on nonstop as the end of the world. But tonight, we're going to teach you how to do your own research using very old technology, earth.nullschool.net, to figure out if what they're actually saying is true. Now, the first thing you need to do is read the article. Because even though they have a headline, it doesn't necessarily mean that the headline reveals the truth in the body of the article. When in fact, if you read information on this Washington Post article about Siberia's wildfires that are bigger than all other blazes combined, they also go on to tell you that this has been going on forever. Thousands of wildfires are left to burn in the most uninhabited regions. And it just so happens that a huge fire is burning in a very uninhabited region, and they left it alone. And that smoke has reached the North Pole because the fire is, well, in the Arctic Circle, very near the North Pole. Now, the first thing I want you all to do is come over to earth.nullschool.net, and the link will be below. Or you could put it in yourself. Or you could just Google or search Null School, Nullschool, and you'll get a link to earth.nullschool. And it will bring you to this interactive Earth. And it will start you on the setting, which is called, and we're going to just move this over here for you. It'll bring you, let me move this away, here down to air. And it just shows you the air circulation around the Earth. It's also showing my current position. I know. They know where I'm at. Now, we're going to only talk about wildfires tonight, and in future videos, we may talk about how to use this tool for other things, like to follow cyclones or hurricanes here and here, and the one that's about to form here in the Caribbean. But tonight, we're going to talk about wildfires, and you can noodle around with this interactive thing all night if you want. And in order to do that, you have to come over and click on Earth. Boom! And then you get everything you need to know. You can make projections, overlays. You can even run videos. But tonight we're going to be looking for wildfires. And there's two ways to look for wildfires. And that's through smoke production and the contents of smoke, which contain CO2 mostly and water vapor, but also carbon monoxide and particulates. So the first way to locate wildfires on the Earth is to come over here to on mode. We're on air currently. We want to go over to chemicals, chem. And we're going to be looking for carbon monoxide, CO. So that's the overlay, carbon monoxide. Because carbon monoxide is indicative of fire. And if we come over to the West Coast, surely we can see the West Coast wildfires that all the headlines are talking about. Now, it's not going to give you immediate smoke map at all because this is just the carbon monoxide. And you can see that plume moving over towards our region. But look at the carbon monoxide production in the active fire here. Okay? So that's how you find fires. You use carbon monoxide. And then you can see here, this is not a fire. This is the Northeast, and it's just pollution and absolutely disgusting. And people are just dying from living there. Which is why we moved out here where there's no, anyway. So let's move this over to Russia and see where these gigantic fires are burning. Wow! Up near the in the Arctic Circle, in fact, which is here. So, and the wind patterns are taking that smoke up here towards the North Pole at the X. Now, these fires are tens of thousands of times bigger than the largest fire in California history that they're talking about. Look how black this is. And let's compare it. That's the Siberian fires in Russia. And we'll just bring it over here to the U.S. And look at the largest fire ever in California history there. And let's compare it to the Siberian fires. Ha! What a joke. It's just media propaganda trying to scare you for I don't know what reason. Now let's go over to Greece and look at the catastrophic fires in Greece. You can't even see it here on the map. All right, we just had to blow it up. Here are the catastrophic Greece fires that are on the ocean, for goodness sakes. And let's just move that around to the U.S. to compare to the California fires, which you're going to find are much bigger than the Greece fires at this scale. They're the Great Lakes. Whoa! Much bigger. So that's the first step in identifying wildfires, is using carbon monoxide. Now, if you want to look at smoke and the more general effects on the planet, go to particulates. Any size between 1 micron through 10 microns, and you will see the smoke. So we'll just go to particulate 1 micron, and you can see the smoke there coming from the California fires, moving across like a big plume here in the upper Midwest. We'll go to 2.5. You can see a little bit more of the smoke, and we'll go to 10. That's the best way to see the smoke from fires, 2.5 to 10. And you can see we were clear today down here in the Four Corners region, while everyone else up here was not. And now using this particulate, we can come see Sahara dust and other things. But now that we know where the fires are, we can see how the smoke is affecting Russia and even some of it getting to the North Pole. But according to Null School, there's no smoke in the North Pole at 10 microns, 5 microns, or 1 micron. So are they telling the truth? Probably not. But there is certainly smoke in the Arctic Circle because that's where the fire is. So that's one way to check if they're lying to you or not. And we just found out, well, they probably are just making up because there's no one that lives at the North Pole. There's no continent. No one's up there. So let's go back over to chemical carbon monoxide and get back to those fires. Now, knowing this, we could go see other fires here through the entire central. Look at this. Fires in the winter burning all over. And that's probably so that they can grow more palm oil and make cheap food in the dollar store. Right there. 50 times bigger than all the fires in the U.S. Right there, being burned on purpose. So. And look at some fires here in Africa. Probably the same thing happening there. Palm oil. Huge fire here in South Africa, bigger than the California fires, but we haven't heard about that. Have we? So, those are the facts, and that's how you use Null School. You click on Earth. You can animate wind, currents, and waves. So let's go to air. Let's go to wind. Take a look at that. And let's just hit play. And what that will do is it'll give you an animation of the future forecast. So it's a really fun tool to play around with. And I hope you got something out of the video. Most of what you're reading from the media is propaganda. Because of the passing of the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, the media is now a propaganda tool for the government. And it's legal. And the citizens don't have to know about it because most people have never heard about it. This has been going on for half a decade. Well, legally. The propaganda has been going on for a very long time, decades. So get the facts, do your own research, and find out, well, if they're telling you the truth or they're just making it up. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. When the media is legally allowed to print propaganda for political purposes. And that's a boom. To knowledge. Right in your face. The most dangerous weapon to a corrupt government is an informed public. Well, you're welcome. We love each and every one of you. Our one-time donors. We're losing a lot of Patreons, so if you have $1 a month, consider becoming one. It keeps this channel alive. It keeps me motivated to make more videos for you. And that's a boom. Click on one of the other boxes to gain more knowledge, and we'll see you soon. By the beam.